It's an interesting place, I guess you can say, from a residential perspective, just because obviously if you're looking to live in Australia, it is quite, the prices are going really high. And as it says, it's becoming unaffordable when you compare it to places like the rest of the world. But when you flip it to a more investor's perspective, like someone, whether you're an Australian or someone international, if you're looking to be an investor in property, do you think right now where the property market is at is a good time, and is there opportunity in it, or are you better to hold off and wait just from your own perspective?
No, I'm sort of the opinion with property, and my view on residential property is slowly changing. Single door residential property was never a big thing of mine, but I'm starting to come around a little bit on it from an investment point of view, where if you could take a block of land with a house on it that is, say, is about 800 or 1,000 square meters with an old traditional house on it, and then put someone in it for some time, get a DA, redevelop that into, say, 4 units or 4 townhouses, or 6 apartments with parking underneath, 3 apartments on floors, or 4 apartments on one floor and 2 on the other, create the old 6-pack. The medium density growth that's got to happen in this country to actually account for all the housing and everything that we need is something that has to happen. So I think if you're an investor that's got a good eye on picking up something that has a bit of rental yield to it, with upside buying of developing, so some land, location and all that sort of stuff in that sort of outer ring area, suburban Australia, the people that are against that will eventually die and move on. And then, because the only way that we can fulfill everything is either everyone's got to move rural, so we've got to build towns like Toowoomba and Bundaberg to be about 10 times what they are now, or the inner city stuff, Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast, for instance, Adelaide, Perth, those inner city suburbs have to get more dense. And then that brings good opportunities for, business as well, laundromats and, cafes and the like. So I think it's a good time to invest. I'm a Warren Buffett when it comes to property. When I look at it now, that the best time to sell a property is never. And that way you can defer basically any tax on it. And from a capital gains perspective, forever, you're just going to have to put up with land tax and so forth, because eventually you'll move into those brackets, depending on where it is. So yeah, I think it is a good time to invest, as long as you can do your numbers and make it work, and it's positive gear. I still cannot get my head around negative gearing. That just never ever makes any sense whatsoever. So
yeah, it's been good to kind of see the flip, because I remember you always saying about property, you were never really a big, well, I don't know for sure, but you weren't as big on it as you are now. And I know property is something that a lot of people kind of want to learn and also interested in. That's why there will be we do have quite a bit of plans coming for property. Like I know you're planning to teach that for those that are in the wealth mastery. Even to people who are more beginners in property, we actually do have some exciting plans that we're planning to launch some kind of property teaching or course in May. So just to give everyone the heads up, I think a lot of people will be excited for that. I know I am, because property is something I've wanted to learn for a bit, and we all know like not everyone is a fan of property, but certainly seems to be an interesting space for now, especially with all the prices going up and all that. But yeah, just to get your take on that.
And I think you've got to be you've just got to be astute and look for the opportunities that aren't there. I'm still not a big fan of just buying a residential property in the suburbs and tying up where it's just got one door without some sort of upside on it. I'm still dealing with that dilemma, because if you lose that tenant, and away you go. In the cycle where we are now, that's probably less and less likely, because the amount of people that are looking for property to rent, and even to buy if you needed to sell it. So it's just making sure that you get the rental yield right. So that could be a definite avenue. What I'm also seeing is syndicates, property syndicates, people getting together, 4 or 5 people getting together, leveraging their purchasing power, and then going and buying a small apartment block or something like that. So you got multiple doors, and it's a bit easier, but you're spreading the load between people. So that's something that is also popping up more and more now.